Look at our study area. We have the Korean peninsula here, South Korea, and we have the dam here. All right, this is the dam. So you can see here, this is the mountainous area. Okay, and here it's all this is different side, and this is all sharing the close elevation. All right, so we know that sometimes the rainfall and any characteristics of the weather is different from the regions before the mountains and after the mountains. Anyway, now we have 230 landslides with general attribute of hourly. Okay, and it's between 1999 to 2011, which represent the black dots. Okay, you can see here the black dots, and we have rain gauges from two sources represent the red dots. Two sources, what I mean, those two sources give us different types of rain gauges, some of them with extensive information, like you can see all the weather information, and some of them just rainfall readings. But in both stations we are not interested in any, we're just interested in the rainfall amount. Okay, so this is just for us. It become important because in some areas we don't have this source, we have this source, so I put them together. All right, and our dam, it's from the SRTM 30 meter. So you can see the network. We have a huge network actually of the rain gauges, especially near to the Seoul city, because we have actually active months for the rainfall and cause landslides. So the government here made sure that it cover all the peninsula. So how we will work now? You can see here it's mess now. Actually, every landslide, which is the black, it has plenty of landslides, rain gauges around it. Actually, this is national scale, so don't think this is very close here. It is, we are talking about a huge distance. So let's come and see the tools. How does it work? So if you see the filter one, this is study area, and if you see the filter one, those blue circles are a distance of 15 kilometer. 15 kilometer of distance. Okay, so 15 kilometer from the landslide. So for example here, this landslide, this circle is 15 kilometer from here to here. So yes, from this circle. So now it search anything within this 15 kilometer. So it's very clear here that within 15 kilometer we have two stations. You can see. So now definitely we will go for filter 2 because it's give us two stations and just we need one. Rather in some cases, for example, actually very dense, so definitely we'll have minimum two stations in South Korea. For example, let's say in here, yes, maybe, yeah. If you see here, it's almost we have one station only. Okay. Yes. So that's how our filter. The filter one will clean everything out of those filters. So if you see here now, it's empty. Let's come back. Let's see. Yes. Because there is no landslides here, so it delete all of the let's say, yeah, it delete all of those locations because there is no landslides here. Also here, if you see, you see all of this was deleted because first it's out of the 15 kilometer that we apply for the first filter. So this is simple now. We understand that everything now is within 15 kilometer from any of those landslides, not from one landslide. And second, you can see here the black dot, it's the landslide, and the red dots, they are the one within the 15 kilometer. Okay, and within the 150, it's the green dots. So that's mean those green, they are within 15 kilometer, also within 150 meter elevation. While this one, the red one, this one for example, this is just within 15 kilometer, but it's not within 150 meter. That's very high. So usually this will be deleted, and later it will choose in here. For example, this, either this one or this definitely will be deleted because it's more than 150. And in the filter number 3, the watersheds, you can see again, if you see in this area, let's see, let's talk about this area here. It's this one. We found watersheds, which is in this watershed. So watershed, it has one landslide. Okay, sorry, this landslide, and then the black, it has one rainfall gauge. So it's considered to be the one that he needed, and it is this one. So this will be ignored. Okay, but in here we have one landslide, and if we zoom in, see here we have one landslide, one rain gauge, 15 kilometer, 150 meter, and within this yellow part, it's the watershed. What about the purple? The purple one said we couldn't find any rain gauge within the 15 kilometer and 150 and within the watershed. That's mean the watershed is empty now. That's mean please ignore this and take if there is any other stations within 15, 150 meter or within 15 kilometer. The filter here is not valid because you couldn't find anything. So we shouldn't leave the station without rain gauge. So minimum take the 150 or 15 kilometer. But in here, it's great. You can move on. You can consider this as the relative one. Okay, so you will have this actually very wonderful approach that you can have a look about it, and really you can understand that how it does work. The logic behind is simple, but the problem with the application and put the tools all together, that it took some time actually to put all of this all together. And it's not, if you notice, it's not later on, it's not programmed by Python. It is just using the common tools in the processing toolbox of the QGIS. So I had to use whatever available to produce this. Not if you write the code for the Python, maybe you will have more flexibility. So now after the rain gauges and the filter, after the filter 3, after we find anything within these 3 criteria, we came to the last filter, which is the slope unit. So which is, as we say, it's difficult to find one station within the slope unit. So this is a zoom here, and if you look to this station, this is the rainfall, and there is one slope unit. This is slope unit. If you see, you will notice that the shape is not smooth. Why? Because we are dealing now with the 100 meter raster. Actually here we applied 100, as you remember before in the settings. So when the 100 does mean every pixel here is 100 meter. So definitely slope unit is very small, because if you look to the mountain here, So 100 meter is quite big, so it will show you something like this. But later I added the smoothing, so this line will be more smooth to understand. You see the slopes. If you look here again, 100 meter is quite big for the slope unit, so it can skip some small slope units because of the regional study actually. Again, in here, if you see here now, this is one slope unit, but if we have smaller pixel size resolution, you have much smaller slope unit. It's without rain gauges. So this step will not produce too many, maybe it will produce just one, as we mentioned here. Okay, just one station related to the landslide, but it's fine, at least we filtered something. So this is how those filters work actually, until from the largest one to the smallest one.